What do you have too much of? I went camping along the Mississippi River last weekend. I stupidly didn't put bug spray on just because we hadn't really needed to during any of our other camping trips this summer, so I thought I'd be fine, and then didn't have it with me when they started biting. I got almost 100 mosquito bites just on my legs and ankles. I asked my husband, who also didn't use bug spray, how many he got. I thought I saw one yesterday, but I can't find it now, so I guess 0. Anyway, I feel your pain, itchiness. I hope yours feel better soon. Edit typo. You could still have ADHD. Just this year, at the age of 38, I'm realizing that it's not actually normal to be nearly unable to pay attention to things that don't interest me. I'm not hyperactive. I'm usually pretty lazy. I'm not jumping from topic to topic. I'm usually very focused on my work. I haven't been tested or diagnosed or anything, but apparently that's all symptoms of ADHD or ADD or whatever it's called, hyperfocus, inability to stay focused on things that aren't interesting. Apparently my late night schedule, not wanting to plan things, and difficulty with work schedules and office workplaces is pretty textbook. I thought I was just undisciplined and lazy and that I could make up for it with my intelligence and etc. But apparently it's not supposed to be this hard. I attended a meeting with a psychologist, psychiatrist and an occupational health therapist, and all I was diagnosed with was BPD. This was during a traumatic time in my life. Very few traits of it now after cognitive behavioral therapy. For postnatal depression, I flip between very organized and needing everything to be a mess so I can cope. I don't think I have any disorders. I think I'm just human and change my mind a lot based on my mood. My wife just did a month of getting rid of stuff. July 1st it was one thing, July 2nd was two things. You see the pattern. By July 31st we were both into it and trying to find 31 things to get rid of. Got rid of 496 things in July. August 1st we did a big drop-off at a local thrift store. Now we have less stuff. And I don't miss any of the things we got rid of. I think 95% of the items my mom gave us for Christmas went directly to the donation bin. I can't get her to understand that I don't need more stuff. But I don't have to fill my house with things I don't need and won't use. A year ago I said the same, and in May, we paid off 100% of our debt and started saving. For the first time in my adult life, I have a positive net worth. I cannot express how good that feels. Edit. Just to clarify, we made the last payment on our debt on May. We didn't just pay it all in one lump sum. Edit 2. Wow, my first award, thank you. When I was 14 my friend's older sister told me never to have regrets because whatever decision you made, at the time, was for a reason. I fucking live by that. The choice I make is done with the limited number of options and resources. Good or bad I accept them and the consequences, except for whatever BS drunk me did. That bitch can kick rocks. I accept no responsibility for whatever she did. Luckily I pumped the brakes on drinking and kicked drunk me to the curb. Anyway fuck regrets, unless you're a murderer or something crazy. I used to say the same thing, then one day my dad called me out of the blue. I was busy, and didn't really feel like talking, so I just let the call go. He died later that week, and not a day goes by that I don't sincerely regret not taking that call. Now if family calls, I answer unless I literally can't. I know your feeling. The night before my brother killed himself 2 months ago I was moody from a rough day. My brother was talking on the phone and kept pacing back and forth in front of the TV. I became visibly upset and just gave him a cold look every time he passed by. The next morning at work I got the news that he had hanged himself. My brother was calling people to say goodbye in his own way, and my last interaction with him was me being upset that he was interfering with my TV time. It fucking kills me every day. My mom was terminally ill at the time when I was working 3 jobs and in deep denial. On the night she died I was going to stay over, but my aunt suggested I go home and rest. I was exhausted and agreed. My mom's close friend was there by her side when she passed. I think about that moment constantly. I don't quite regret it because she knew I loved her dearly, but it's a moment, a decision that I think about. Man, this shit is too much sometimes. Never really thought I had it at all. The last 2 years I started smoking weed and progressively more and more each day. Was going through a 1-gram cartridge every other week while also taking 10 to 20 milligrams of edibles per day. The only time I wasn't high was during working hours. August 10th I decided it was enough. My anxiety the last week has been almost debilitating. It fucking sucks. But I'd rather get my short-term memory, my diet, and my drive to do things back. Be thinking about talking with a doctor for medication. Anyone have any insights on those? Kinda terrified of changing my personality, or ruining my creativity, or sex drive, etc. I should probably just speak with a doctor as well. I will eventually, but hey, random internet strangers give me some insight. I was on Paxil for 10 years for anxiety and it helped tremendously. I had tried Lexapro before that and it was not near as helpful. Symptoms started trending towards more depression last year, so I got on Zoloft. I initially had deceased appetite, but that went away quickly and things have been good ever since. Decreased sex drive wasn't an issue for me. Female, bet a lot of people do report it. If you decide to go down the prescription med route, just know it may take a bit of trial and error to find out what works best for you. Best of luck. I feel this. Ironically, it shows when I drive though. I usually have to have someone else drive me because I physically cannot handle how angry I get over small things people do ... and I'm not really mad at them. It's just an outlet for the anger of other things that happened in my past. I had issues lashing out when I was much younger, but it didn't take me long to realize I was lashing out at the wrong people for the wrong reasons. And I didn't want to be that lashing out person, because that person is being an asshole and they're doing it despite having the knowledge and ability to stop being that person at any time they want. Have you found something that helps you? I hate yelling and screaming at people when I drive, and no one likes to be with me when I do it. I hate feeling so angry and I feel helpless sometimes because I don't know what would help me calm down or just be less angry inside. I know why I'm angry: sexual assault and no justice. And talking to people hasn't helped yet, unfortunately. I'm just angry inside every day and I feel kind of like Hulk, lol. I went to therapy for anger problems. We discussed road rage a lot. I had a couple of incidents where I almost screamed myself hoarse, banging on my steering wheel knowing damn well it wasn't doing anything productive and the other person had no idea. My biggest problem has always been that the rational part understands this is an unacceptable response. But once you've lost it, you've lost it. That's why they call it seeing red. The person I saw is a cognitive behavioral therapist and I highly recommend it to other people. The reason why I chose that specific type is because I needed practical solutions. I didn't need to talk it out. I didn't need to understand it more. I needed to know how do I hard and fast calm myself down when I am flipping my shit. What has helped me more than anything is basically Pavlovian training yourself. She had me pick something that I do mindlessly that isn't negative and can be done anywhere. Some people whistle to themselves while walking around, for example. In my case, I catch myself conducting music or just generally being bored at work, walking around and keeping time with my hands. The idea is that at the beginning you train yourself to associate that action with positive emotions. So when you're extremely happy, or feeling good or calm for whatever reason, you should make it a point to do that action. Eventually you can use that to calm yourself down when you're actually freaking out. Doctor, if you're looking for practical solutions to calm down from anger rather than introspective ones, look into cognitive behavioral therapy. Edit, this is a more fun one and in my case works better for depression, but come up with an absolutely ridiculous phrase that you cannot hear or utter without being amused. Mine was cunt copter or helicopters. There's no time like tomorrow, but seriously, I started taking my fetus to the gym last October. I hated going to the gym. I'd get in there, get going really strong for like a week, and then I'd be over it, but I just forced myself to go. Now I go 4x a week, and I hate the days I don't go to the gym. I don't have some crazy weight loss story or anything. I've always been 6 foot, 185 pounds, but now I'm a healthier 6 foot 194 pounds. But seriously, it'll suck to get started, then it'll feel rewarding, then it'll suck for a while, but then, once you break through the second suck, it'll become a habit. I can always message you cliché sayings if you think it'll help. I'm an obsessive hoarder, so I quite literally have too much of just about everything. I keep everything ranging from CDs, books, movies, instruments and old tech like consoles and PC parts to cinema ticket stubs, old college and university projects, old toys I used to have as a child, almost every single handwritten thing someone's done for me, old whiskey bottles and many more. At first I thought I just enjoyed collecting things, and in many ways I do. However, I've since realized I actually struggle to part with items regardless of how insignificant they are. CD copies of When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? Me and my friend coincidentally named Billy have a joke, and ever since then she gives me a copy of the album every year on my birthday, on Valentine's, on Christmas, and as a first treat on Halloween. She once hid one on Easter. I have a pile of them in my closet. 32 inches televisions, as in about 50 of them still remaining. Hear me out. It was a good deal. A whole recreation lodge was refurbishing, the auction was cheap, under $20 per. I wanted to build a TV wall, surely others could use etc. Now, they're party favors. You're the electrician who helped me get the new hot tub run finished? Cool. Want a TV or two? Show up for a toga party? Don't forget your free TV. Your computer monitor broke? Here, it has a VGA hookup. Use the TV to hold you over. Your dog died? My condolences. Watch the memorial videos on this TV. Oh, you might be in the hospital for a bit for an operation? Don't worry, I got you set. Take this TV and watch all your shows. Vinyl paper for my Cricut, which is just sitting there looking smugly at me. No thanks to me having the bright idea to put vinyl eyes on it. Now it just mocks me as it reminds of the $400 of supplies I got wasting away in my office. It was fun, but I lost all patience with the damn vinyl shirts and cups. Now that damn thing just stares at me like something out of a Victorian novel, causing me to go mad like Edgar Allan Poe. Pepsi Blue. When it first came out in like 2002, around that time, my sister and I drank it constantly during a Florida vacation. I missed it so much that I was considering bidding on an old bottle on eBay a few years back. At the start of this year, it randomly popped onto my head, and I googled it to find out that it was being re-released in summer 2021. When the time came, my sister and I drove to 6 different locations cleaning them out, spent like $350 during that first weekend trying to stock up before it disappeared again forever. Then I realized that soda has a relatively quick expiration date. I began drinking 2 a day to get through them, and I still am not halfway. It used to take me back to my childhood on the beach, but now, it just tastes like chemicals. Boxes. I have a bad habit of keeping the box to anything remotely expensive, thinking I might irrationally need it one day. Just worked up the courage to throw out my 2 huge TV boxes today though, which I calculated took up nearly 2% of my apartment. Jigsaw puzzles. I started doing them again during the lockdown and got hooked, and ended up with far too many. Just yesterday I realized quite how much space they were taking up. I decided to trim the collection down to a single shelf, with the rest going to the charity shop. The rule now is that any new puzzle must fit on that one shelf, and if that means discarding one of the ones already there, so be it. Underwear and socks, actually clothes in general, but for like 2 years I was living in a basement apartment that didn't have washer/dryer hookups, so I'd often go buy underwear and socks in lieu of having to go do laundry. I'm 37 and still have tons of clothes from HS that still fit. My style hasn't really changed. Plus I like thrift store shopping, so yeah. Way too many clothes. Keep telling myself I'm gonna do the thing where I put all my hangers backwards, and once I've worn/washed something turn it around, and after a year all the ones still backwards would donate, but haven't gotten around to it. Stress. I'm a medical professional working with the most at-risk populations in the nation, even before you take COVID into consideration. And every day I have to see in the news that more people are calling me and my associates liars and frauds while we're out here putting our lives on the line trying to keep people safe. Toys. Toys goddamn everywhere, and we can't get rid of any of them because my son cycles through his toys and a year later will ask about a specific toy that he needs right this second, and God help you if you don't find it for him. I bought 3 Blu-rays, Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, the first of the Star Trek remakes, and Kick-Ass. It was a lightning sale and something glitches. They sent me 15 of each. I don't know why that number, heal. They didn't even show up all at once. I got the first 3 and was happy. Then I got 4 more, and then 7. I called Amazon to stop them, but they were like, well, you have like 20 more in transit, but I have no idea why. I am putting in the system that you can keep them. Married 10 days after Thanksgiving, I guess. Some kind of glitch. Too bad I didn't buy 3 phones. At any rate, I give them away to anybody who comes to the house. People love free shit, and it's a funny story. Ambition. Time is limited. I'm not rich, and I'm old enough where parts of my body just don't have the same utility they once did. There's too much left to do, and realistically, just not enough life left to do them all. It's been a hard lesson for me that in middle ages you have to curate your efforts more thoughtfully to maximize for the things you care most about. Seashells. Bones. I collect that shit and just inherited a massive collection of now illegal shells that would be a pain to deal with if sold or given to anyone else. They were taken here by a native of the country they came from before all laws making them illegal to take came to be. And well, she ain't in any state to tell the authorities about where they all came from anymore. I love them, but Jesus Christ, is a lot of shells. You know, answering this question is kind of hard because I'm not sure what I have a lot of. I have Lego in this bin, but my cat used it as a litter box because my little sister is spoiled and doesn't get in trouble for not doing things. I had to clean it. Of course, when I was done I hopped on the game and vented to my buddies, which now I don't talk to because they treated me like poo-poo. Sorry for my language. I proceeded to have a boring summer. However, I can't complain because for 2 years I've been saying I want to be alone, and now, here I am wasting all of your guys' time. Now go do 25 push-ups and eat a banana. No need to sit on Reddit all day. Blankets, and I sleep with pretty much all of them at once. Sometimes I leave one for my bedroom sofa, so I don't have to dig it back out again. But I sleep with my comforter, my boyfriend's comforter that I stole from him, my sheet, a queen-sized throw. Used to have 2 but I had to toss one, and I have more small throws that I cycle through. Some are for snuggles, neck support, covering, etc. The only reason it's considered too many email is because that laundry day is a nightmare. Before I started working I had way too much time. Now the apartment complex I'm working at is going through term, move out/in. I'm currently working my 17th straight day, many of which were upwards of 9 hours per day, and this will continue until at least through this weekend and the following MF week.